next one. How did you help yourself get away from negativity and bring positivity to yourself or a situation?
One thing I like to do is journal. I write a lot, and I know writing isn't for everybody, but anytime things go on and all of that kind of stuff, I find myself writing. I have probably like 12 notebooks, and they all have a purpose. And people will look at it and be like, it's just a whole bunch of notebooks. And it look like you write the same stuff in every notebook. But no, like for me, sometimes it's hard for me to pray out loud or pray, not even just out loud, just pray. So I write my prayers out. And that's something that's always helped me like bring positivity to my life, to everything that I do. So yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. What is something you can say to women and men that are in a tough place right now? I know that's like a deep question.
Yeah, that's something serious. It might sound cliche, but like the storm will pass. So like if you're going through something right now, it might seem like you're not going to be able to get out of it. You might not be able to see that light at the end of the tunnel, but eventually it will pass. And it's okay to ask for help. Like I know even in our age group and just in the black culture altogether, it's like taboo to tell people that you're not okay.
Right.
And it's taboo to go see somebody about something. Like, so get the help that you really need. If you're dealing with depression, go talk to somebody, because talking actually does help. And even if you don't feel like you can talk to somebody in your family, you have to find those resources, because that stuff is important. And also, one thing that did help me is helping others. So like as I was going through what I was going through, seeing that other people needed me, it was like an inspiration for me to keep pushing. So don't be silent. Like that's the worst thing you can do, is go through something by yourself.
True. Very, very true. Did you think you would be where you are right now in life?
No. If somebody would have told me a year ago that I would have went through everything that I went through and I would be married now with a baby on the way, I would be looking at them like, yeah, you're a lie. Like, I would not believe anything that they were saying. But everything that I went through made me who I am today. So I'm definitely grateful for all of it.
Right. And piggybacking off of that question, how did you not beat yourself up on not being where you expected to be?
I did beat myself up a lot. It took for me to understand that God already had a plan for me, and He already knew where I would mess up, and He already knew how to incorporate those things to still keep me on track. It took for me to understand that to stop beating myself up.
That's good. That's good. I need to hear that. So you dance in church. You do liturgical dance. How is that connection with God when you dance?
It's like I guess you can call it like a spiritual high type thing, because it's like once the music starts, it feels like you and God are the only ones in the room. So it's like, it's more so my way of worship, because my ministry is not singing. Okay? Anybody that's listening know me, I cannot sing. So dancing is like definitely my way of praising God and making me feel more connected to Him, because I don't do everything like everybody else. I can't sing like everybody else. I can't minister and preach like everybody else, but dance, I can do that. So like I feel like that was God's gift to me to give back to Him.
Right. When do you know a relationship or friendship isn't good for you?
When I try to base a lot of my relationships around my relationship with God. So like if I know that I can't come talk to one of my friends about how I'm feeling, and they're not going to give me that, not so much shove church down my throat, but give me that right answer, then I know that it's something kind of iffy about the relationship. And I'm not saying that all my friends have to be going to church and all of that stuff, but it's a level of interest that you have to have, with me, so I can encourage you and you can encourage me at the end of the day. And now I'm not saying that we got to be on the same level or one's better than the other, but just having that love for God is very important. Being equally yoked is very important.
Yes.
Because the reason why, like I said before, I made it through my tough times was because I surrounded myself with people that were like-minded.
Right. That's very important. What is the greatest piece of advice someone's given to you?
So many. That's another.
If you had to pick one, like top, like what would that be?
I guess the whole part of the advice that I gave to you guys, like don't be quiet in your storm. Like somebody had to tell me that. Like I didn't just figure that out on my own. Somebody had to tell me that, you know, it's other people dependent on my story to live. So I would share that with you guys.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, couple more. Why do you think people look at couples who are young and say you're rushing or you're too young to get married? How do you respond to that?
I know everything has an age limit. Like from back in the day, everything always had an age limit.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn this age, you can do this. When you turn that age, you can do that. When you turn that age, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the older generation understands that our generation, because we're
Gen Z, yeah. I think
something
Gen
like
Z.
that. Our generation had to grow up faster than they had to grow up.
Yeah.
So we seen a lot more, we did a lot more, we had to fight off a lot more spiritually and stuff like that, mentally. So I feel like there really it's no age at this point, because it's all about your level of maturity and what you're ready for. If you're ready for marriage, then you know that, but if you're not, then you know that as well. So it's like kind of more so like mind your business.
Oh yeah.
Like,
say that again for the solo those listening out there.
Like,
mind your business. Period.
If somebody doesn't agree with it, you're not gonna make everybody happy. It's always gonna
Right.
be somebody that's like, oh, you should have did it this way, or you should have did it that way, or you shouldn't have did this, or you should have. Do what makes you happy at the end of the day. And if you know you're in line with God, then it's nothing to question.
Right.
You just tell them mind your business.
Basically, like she said. Alright, so you told us your age. So if you were to tell your younger self something, what would it be? And what age would you pick to speak to?
That's a good one too. Probably, definitely my like 16, 17-year-old self, because that's when I was like probably the most wildest. Like I had no care in the world. Like I was
living life.
Yeah, living life. I was ready to snap on anybody that looked at me wrong.
She was.
Like I was that type.
She really was.
I was that type. I came a long way. I would just honestly tell that age, like I probably would still be snapping on people, but I would tell my that 16, 17-year-old self to just watch and learn and just take everything in, and not be so quick to try to grow up, because once you grow up, it's no turning back.
True.
It's like growing up is not what it cracked up to be.
Okay.
Because bills are not fun.
I was about to say bills.
Bills are not fun, but just take your time and enjoy life while you can.
Yes.
And don't let a lot of unnecessary drama and stuff affect what you got going on within yourself.
Very true. Very true. All right, last question. I think this is a good way to kind of end off today's episode. What's your favorite scripture and why?
That's a good one too. So lately I've been on it's Matthew 5:13 through 16. That's like the salt of the earth. Like I can't remember word from word, but it talks about like being a city on a hill that can't be covered, or it's like being a salt of the earth, and then like if you lose your taste and what are like something like that. I'm sorry.
Pregnancy brain, y'all.
Yeah,
let her
the reason why I like that so much is because if you know God, whether you know Him, whether you feel like you have a good relationship, an okay relationship, you need to work on your relationship. Your job is to spread the love, spread the word, and encourage other people.
Right.
And the part of the scripture says something about being like a city on a hill. Oh, thank you. Bless your heart. Okay, so This is the NIV version. It says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house." So I try to live my life by that, because it's very important to me to share with, especially other young women that didn't have like a big sister figure or whatever, to share with them, you know, everything that I've been through. Because I know I'm 23, and I know it might be a 16-year-old going through exactly what I went through about being pregnant, or, you know, feeling unloved, feeling unwanted, and all of those things. So it's definitely important to just be that light to other people. That's what I was trying to say. Yes. Definitely be that light to other people.
Good. Well, this was very, 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 very inspirational for me and encouraging, because, like I said, you know, you never know what somebody's going through, but if you have those people surrounding you, you know, to just like lean on, and then God, of course, is a big part of our lives. So it was really good for this connection to happen. And I'm really glad that we were able to do this and sit down. It was really good. Thank you for being on my episode. Again, y'all, this is my first guest. I'm so excited. I'm hyped, y'all. If y'all can't tell, I'm excited. But again, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Pretty Pink Passionate. I'll be back with more. All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.